You know, bad girls need love too. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and today we are talking about Darkstalkers. Oh yeah, it's a wild and zany game, originally released in 1994 by Capcom under the title Darkstalkers The Night Warriors, known in Japan as Vampire the Night Warriors. Capcom really went Frankenstein on this thing by meshing it with horror elements and bleeding it into the Street Fighter architecture. For anyone on the scene at that time, the game was kind of weird, but once you got into it, it was actually really cool. Ah yes, nothing better than the sound of that crispy, old-school Capcom logo break on the PS1. In 1996, Capcom managed to port this to the PS1 and the PS1 only. Although allegedly there was supposed to be a port for the Sega 32X, which didn't work out and eventually led to Night Warriors Darkstalkers Revenge being brought to the Sega Saturn. The game indisputably added iconic fighting characters to the Capcom game roster over the years, and one of my favorites, Morgan. But this is where it gets interesting. Somebody on Twitter tagged me with this post. Shout out to Alex, which says, "Looks like Darkstalkers for the Mega Drive is coming along swimmingly. The game is being developed by the same guy who's doing Mega Castlevania 4. I can't wait." Naturally, this got my attention. So I followed the link to the magical land of Retro Reloaded, where I was surprised to find actually an impressive work in progress of Darkstalkers on the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive called Mega Darkstalkers. The YouTube channel is run by a guy named Daniel who lives in the United States and is just learning how to use SGDK. It looks like he started about 2 years ago, and it's pretty interesting. He's got a lot of cool little experiments on this YouTube channel, as well as his work in progress. And look, this is by no means perfect yet, or close to perfect, but when I saw it, my jaw dropped. The progress that he's made so far is really impressive, and the fact that he's able to fit the animations and sprites in the way that he has up to this point is insane to me. Considering the fact that it would have been playable on 32X, but that version was canned, and this guy has it running on the Genesis. I mean, we know that the Motorola processor that's in the CPS2 is essentially the same Motorola that's in the Sega Genesis. However, it's clocked at about 2 times the speed. Outside of that, you're looking at a massive difference with VRAM and on-screen colors. However, it looks like Daniel's managed to pack in quite a bit. And while he does talk about how he's running out of on-screen RAM, it seems like he's been able to figure out ways around it.
Now, the one thing I do not have are the special moves that I've done. But those will be next. And right now what we're going to be working on next is the timing of the animation for the punches and such. Next step will be the hitboxes, and we'll be drawing to an end on this project. I am optimistic that maybe we can finish it this coming year.
So not only is this looking promising, but there's also a good possibility that it could be done by the end of this year. With that being said, don't go over there and pressure this poor guy and make him feel rushed or anything. I hope that he takes his time and does it right.
Okay, moving along, I'm going to show you one of the problems that I encountered after finishing. It has disappeared and is a little glitchy, so we're going to have to rework some of the levels.
He goes on later to explain that the reason you're seeing some of that jambalaya on the screen is because the VRAM is out of space, which is also something he's currently working on. So as my good friend Riddick over at Riddick's Classic Arcade, or Riddick, would say, this game definitely rocks the Bonky Donk, and will be the official Bonky Donk OST for Darkstalkers. Bonky Donk is Genesis sound, by the way. You should definitely go subscribe to Riddick. But as you can see, he's made great progress on the levels that he has completed or gotten close to completing, and the character sprites look insanely good. I can already see the comments. Oh, that looks a little slow. Oh, the timing looks off. Yeah, no shit. It's obviously not going to be an arcade perfect port, but it looks like he's going to be able to get it pretty close or within the bounds of what we would enjoy as a playable game. I mean, imagine having this on the Genesis when we were teenagers or kids.
Adjust his moves to get him to work, to get him to fully work. Keep in mind all the timing is wrong. Like, we need to fix a lot of it, but when I say fix, I mean, when I say we, I mean me. Okay, moving along, but like I said, all their moves are in except for the special moves. They're not done yet.
I couldn't believe that he actually was able to fit all those animations for Sasquatch in, and they look good. Granted, you can tell the animations have been cut, but duh, obviously. I mean, even the PlayStation couldn't hold all the animations.
See, if you can tell by the bottom of the stage, it's kind of glitching out. That means that all the VRAM has been taken. It's full, and so I need to try to shrink. I had to try to redraw the areas so that they take up less VRAM.
And there are lots of little ways he can go about doing that, so it'll be interesting to see what he does. Like, change the size of the power bars, make the timer a little bit smaller, make the fonts a little bit smaller. There's a ton of different ways that he can do it. So I'm sure he's going to pull it off. Two of my favorite characters looking great, and so is this level. Personally, for me, no matter how I look at this, it's really impressive. Whatever he does, whatever the end product is, it will be impressive. I believe that much. These types of passion projects are awesome. And while time and again, many of the good ones don't get finished, it looks like this one has a lot of potential and will be.
And I think that we're going to have to cut him from the game. I think that I'll show you what the problem is. He's currently kind of working. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have any of this. Okay, so he's not working. The problem isn't the size of the sprite. The problem that I'm having is that it's the size of the moves that he does. And here, I'm going to show you the sprite sheet here. These moves go all the way across the screen. They're massive moves. If you look at just the size of some of these moves, they're too much. I can't get this stuff to fit inside the VRAM of the Genesis. So what I'm thinking about doing is either cut him from the game and just finish the game with the characters that I have done, or replace him with BB Hood or QB. Their moves are reasonable. I can't get characters like Donovan because their moves are too big, they're too much.
Here's a quick video of his Castlevania 4 port that he's been working on, and with everything that you guys have seen in this video, please make sure that you go over there, subscribe, and support Daniel, and let him know that you're interested in this. I hope that this project gets finished. Daniel, great work if you see this video, and looking forward to seeing more from your channel and the work that you're doing. Whoop, 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 that's not all, folks. He also did create a demo of Akuma running in Street Fighter 2. So does this mean there could possibly be a Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo port? Don't leave us hanging on this one, Daniel. But seriously, whatever you do, thanks for sharing it with the community. And for those of you who watched this video, thanks for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys then. And don't forget to go subscribe to Daniel. Oh, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this project. Okay, bye.
Bye.